top and I'm live from Girard High School in Girard, Kansas, getting set to tip off the 2019-2020 basketball season. Lady Vikings taking on the Lady Trojans tonight, and really don't know what to expect, as is the norm on the first game of the season. Lady Vikings losing their top 7 players from a year ago. They had 5 senior starters, including, of course, superstar Nina Taylor, who is now playing D1 ball down in Tulsa at Oral Roberts University. Girard has a fairly young team as well, and one of their leaders, Jada Valley, 5'6" junior, blew her knee out, and I was told that she will be out the entire season. I believe that was an ACL tear. So it's going to be an interesting night for both teams, see what they bring to the table. Parsons' very, very young roster. About 2/3 of the roster, believe it or not, is made up of freshmen. And so I know also a new coach for the Lady Vikings, Pat Scheibe, actually his second stint for the Lady Vikes. He was coached several years ago, and interestingly enough, his last game was against this very same team, the Girard Lady Trojans, and what a great game that was, a barn burner in the sub-state finals. Unfortunately for the Lady Vikes, Girard came out on top in that one, but Coach Scheibe said he felt like, despite the youth and losing their top 7 players and all 100% of their scoring gone from last year, he thought tonight's game is going to be winnable for the Lady Vikes. Let's go and run down the starting lineups for you. First, for the Lady Trojans, they will go with 5'3" junior Michaela Osmus, 5'6" junior Brooklyn Talley, 5'8" sophomore Serena Short, 5'11" sophomore Kinley Smith, and 5'11" sophomore Olivia Collins. So as is often the case with Girard, they will have plenty of height on the floor, a little bit more than the Lady Vikes. Starting tonight for the Lady Vikes will be 5'8" freshman Kirsten Hauk, 5'8" sophomore Alex Webb, 5'8" senior Sanaya Anderson, 5'7" freshman Aubrey Lawson, and 5'5" junior Nakia Dodd. I'm joined now by the always gimpy but never wimpy Rob Barkas. Rob, I'm glad you made it here. Rob recently had a rotator cuff surgery, and I didn't know if he'd be able to be here tonight, but I'm glad you're here, Rob. And well, before I turn it over to you, I think maybe they're going to do they might be going to do the national anthem. A lot of times they don't do that before the girls' game, but it sure looks like that's what we're getting ready for. So let's take a 2-minute commercial break, and we will be back with the opening tip. When we return, you're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on V93. Back to Girard High School, everybody. Scott Marlowe, Rob Barkus with you. We get set for the first game of the 2019-2020 season. We want to make sure our listeners know that we are at least attempting a live video stream from Girard High School. And you can pick up that live video stream at the KLKC Facebook page. You can also try the Parsons High School Facebook page, Viking Sports Facebook page. It's also available on YouTube and Twitter. Just visit KLKC Sports. And I'm going to turn over to Rob. Right before you made it up to the broadcast area, I was just talking about the Lady Vikes losing their top 7 from a year ago. Go from 30 to 35 point a game score. Nina Taylor, down to Dakaya Yates transferring to Paola, and Grayson Freeze, who didn't score a lot but an outstanding athlete and a great defender. I mean, talk about not knowing what to expect tonight, and a new coach to boot. So it's going to be an interesting night for the Lady Vikes. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a learning experience for them. For Coach Shabby as well. Good thing is Coach Shabby's got experience. He's coached before. I think what they just want to do is show improvement from the tip to the end and just learn how to compete, because they're pretty young, so this group's going to be together for the next 3 years at least. Lady Vikes are going to be in their traveling blue with gold trim. Girard will be in their home white. And kind of burgundy numbers and letters with gold trim as well. They are led by longtime head coach Brad Herlocker. And again, I mentioned earlier, Coach Shabby feels it's a winnable game tonight. He knows that every game is going to be a challenge this year with the youth that the Lady Vikings have, but Girard is supposedly down a little bit, and I know one of their best players, unfortunately, is out for the season with a knee injury. But these early December basketball games, yeah, you never know. You never know. Just come out and be competitive and somehow be close at the end. You can never tell what will happen. I think right now everyone's just kind of anxious to get on the floor and see what they can do. Both teams getting some final instructions from their respective head coaches. Brooke Hopper and Jamie Wells, the assistants this season, once again, for the Lady Vikes. And Rob, I don't think I've ever looked at what amounts to a varsity roster before, and over half of it is freshmen. Yeah, it's just unheard of. Yeah, just really unheard of. We played our, like you said, you mentioned our top 7 last year. 6 of them, 5 of them happen to be seniors. Right. One moved away and one decided not to play. So definitely youth on the floor for us. Alex Webb will be jumping center for the Lady Vikes. Olivia Cullen for Girard, and Cullen wins the opening tip. Osmus, the point guard. They go inside right away, shot no good, offensive rebound, then it's taken away by Hauk. Nice defensive play by Hauk. She doesn't have the numbers, but she tries to take it anyway and has it poked away from behind, but a good start defensively by the Lady Vikes. Definitely a good way to start the game. Nakia Dodd will be inbounding from the baseline for the Lady Vikes. We are just underway at Girard High School, 0-0, 7:49 to play in quarter number 1. Dodd tries to get it into Webb, and we may have a jump ball situation. Yeah. Yep, sure enough. Tried to hand it in right to a teammate, and pass you want right there under the basket. So alternating possession keeps to the Lady Vikes. Inbound play. Shot is an air ball, but rebounded by Dodd, and the Lady Vikes will set up the offense. Hauk gets it over to Sinai Anderson, over to Dodd. She fakes a 3. Gets it down to Webb. She loses it. Back out. Hauk for 3. No good. Great rebound on the weak side by Anderson. Hauk will try again from 16. And she got it at 4. Nice roll. She got a very nice roll, and the Lady Vikes strike first. They lead it 2-0. Girard attacked it very quickly on their first possession. Let's see how they work it against the Lady Vikes 3-2 zone. Coach Scheibe said we'll see that 3-2 zone a lot this year. They'll mix in a little bit of man and maybe even a little bit of full court press from time to time. And just underway, 6:55 to go in the first quarter. Lady Vikes leading it 2-0. Smith has it, and now Girard nearly throws it away, and they do throw it away. It's a turnover, and it will go over to the Lady Vikes.
Looks like there's going to be a limited number of possessions for both teams tonight. So
now Girard is going to pick up full court. Have to wonder if the Lady Vikes will be able to handle full court press this year. Pass right away is going to be stolen away. Here comes Osmus with it. And boy, I didn't see any contact, but they're going to give her the basket and the foul. They're going to get Nakia Dodd on the personal
contact there, but I agree. It didn't look like there was any.
Yeah, it almost looked like Dodd was trying to avoid the foul, but we were tied at 2. Osmus' free throw is good. So give her the old-fashioned three-point play. 3-2, Girard leading by 1, and they will pick up in a full court press. So this young Lady Viking team can handle it. Dodd has it. Dribbles between a couple of players up ahead to Webb, and she loses it, but runs it back down on the baseline and then loses it out of bounds. Well, probably would have been better if she had thrown that out top, but she made a spin move and tried to go baseline, get an easy layup.
Yeah, that's the thing about a press. Even though sometimes you break it, you still move a little fast. I think that's what we did there. We broke the press, and then that's what they're designed to do. They want to speed you up, and that's what happened there. I think Nakia Dodd's a good enough ball handler that we can break a press.
Point guard Osmus into the front court. Smith has it. Back over to Osmus. Go down low. Well, that had to be a traveling violation. Sure enough, traveling on Girard. Brooklyn Talley, the 5'6" junior. 6:23 to go in quarter number 1. Girard 3, Lady Vikes 2. They get it into Webb against a full court press. It's going to be nearly stolen. Who has it? Ball is still loose. And Girard takes it. So the full court press works out for the Lady Trojans that time. They will set up against the Lady Vikes 3-2 zone. Osmus out top. 3-2, Girard by 1, 6:05 to go in our opening quarter. Talley with it over to Osmus. Smith. She almost took steps, has it stolen away, and then, boy, she got tripped from behind. How is that not a foul?
Got to be a foul.
And then Hauk has to kick off her shoe onto the stage.
Kicked it way up there.
Yeah, Hauk was very frustrated, and she should have been. She had a steal, and she got tripped from behind, and they did not call the foul. Usually, no harm, no foul, but when there is harm, there does need to be a foul, and she hit the floor.
Turnover, no doubt.
So Girard will inbound, and we are underway once again. Lady Vikes stay in their 3-2 zone. Short has it now, back to Osmus, back to Short in the far corner. And we've got a traveling violation on the near side. Kinley Smith, 5'11" sophomore, shuffled her feet. But once again, Girard will sit up in their full court press. Dodd looking to get it in. Looking. And the Lady Vikes threw it away. Great hustle by Hauk, but she saves it to Girard, and the layup missed. No good. Battle for the loose ball. I think Scheibe wanted over the back on Smith. He didn't get the call, and Girard will keep it.
That's one thing our girls that haven't got a lot of varsity experience in these freshman girls, they let them be a little more physical than they do in JV or middle school games, and I don't think we're quite ready for that yet. Just Smith. The bumping and the jostling down low, I just don't think we're quite prepared.
Girard being more patient on this possession. 5:14 to go in our opening quarter. Girard leading it 3-2. Shot in the paint, no good, but an offensive rebound and a tie-up situation. Ball will stay with the Girard Trojans. Lady Vikes struck first. Basket by Kirsten Hauk. An old-fashioned three-point play by Osmus. She takes a long three right there, and it's no good, and long rebound goes out of bounds. Goes over to the Lady Vikes. 5:02 to go in quarter number 1. Girard leading by 1 point. Dodd to throw it in against the full court press, looking to get into Lawson. Nobody there, and then it's going to be stolen. Another turnover. Up ahead, shot is going to be missed, and over the back, foul on Girard. So the Lady Vikes haven't handled the press well, Rob, but they haven't really been hurt by it yet as far as because Girard hasn't been able to make their layups.
No, they haven't.
Here come a couple of subs in for Girard. Bailey Troike, 5'2" freshman.
And
into
we'll see
the game.
How deep Coach Scheibe wants to go. He has a lot of players that don't have varsity experience. So
Mackenzie Dressler also in. Ball went right through Hauk's hands, and another turnover and a foul on the floor. Yep, you're right. Dodd is going to pick up her second.
Got to be careful.
Off the inbound play. Shot from about 15 on the baseline is an air ball, rebounded by Hauk. Hauk wants to bring it up the floor herself. Now gets it over to Dodd. Dodd already with 2 early fouls, so she'll have to be careful the rest of the first half. Lawson with it. Dribbles into the corner. Tried to get it inside to Anderson, and it's poked away. Another steal for Girard, and then a layup at the other end is no good. They missed another one. And ball knocked out of bounds off Girard. So Lady Vikes fortunate to still only be down by 1 point at 3-2. We haven't had any scoring for a while now by either team. 4:28 to go in the opening quarter. I did talk to Coach Scheibe, I believe it was just yesterday, Rob. He anticipated going about 8 deep tonight.
So we'll
and ball knocked out of bounds off Parsons.
And the physicality that's bothering us. We're just not. The hand checks and body checks are really bothering us.
So Girard gets it into their point guard, Osmus. Now over to Short, right back to Osmus. Lady Vikes have been in a 3-2 zone here in the first quarter. Again, Girard leading 3-2, 4:12 to go in our opening quarter. Osmus with a nice move, puts up the left hand, and she scores with a floater in the lane. She has all 5 points for Girard. Lady Trojans lead at 5-2, 4 minutes to go in our opening quarter. Dodd gets it into Patterson, who recently checked in for the Lady Vikes. Patterson into the front court. Strong move all the way to the paint. Couldn't get it to go. Webb with the offensive board. She gets fouled and cannot score. They're going to give her 2. They are. That was a nice move by Patterson coming down and just couldn't, had probably a little bit too much momentum. Yeah. Couldn't get it to go off the glass, but she broke the press, and then a nice offensive rebound by Webb, and she'll be rewarded with 2 free throws. Free throw is good. So it is now 5-3. Second free throw. She can't get the roll this time. Rebounded by Girard. 5-3. Girard by 2. Looked like a turnover. No call. Get out to Osman. She'll try a 3, and it's no good. And over the back. Foul on Girard.
What's that about Sanaya boxing out?
Mackenzie Dressler getting the foul.
Throw it deep.
The Lady Vikes working against the press. Patterson has it. Webb to Dodd. Lady Vikes can tie it on this trip or take the lead with a 3. Dodd off the glass, no good. Battle for the loose ball. Webb almost had it in, knocked out of bounds. I thought it went off Girard too, Rob, and they're going to give it to the Trojans.
Both teams are playing hard. Just not a lot falling now.
Yeah, not a lot of shots going down. 5-3. Girard leading by 2. 3:08 to go in quarter number 1. Ball poked away. The Lady Vikes have it. Here comes Patterson. Dribbled off, I believe, a Girard player's foot. She needs some help, and then she gets fouled in the backcourt by Kinley Smith of Girard. We have 4 team fouls on Girard and 2 on the Lady Vikes. Lady Vikes again working on this full court press. They throw it away. Miscommunication. Layup. This one goes down, almost rolled out. Serena Short gets her first basket, and it is now 7-3. Girard by 4.
They're just switching screens. We're going to have to screen. We're going to have to pin the girl we set the screen on. They're just switching that. Just going to have to pin and roll the ball.
And that's probably what Coach Scheibe wants to talk about right now as he calls a timeout. We will be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on V93.
Hi, this is Brian West at Bowen Pharmacy, and thank you for being with us today. Once again, the time is upon us. It's flu season, and at Bowen Pharmacy and Bowen Pharmacy South, we have you covered. We have the high dose, the quadrivalent, as well as all the pneumonia vaccines. We could even do your shingles vaccine if you would like. Did you know that Medicare pays 100% of your vaccines? And we are proud at Bowen Pharmacy to be able to bill it for you. You come and see us today and we will get you taken care of. And we always thank you and we're proud to take care of you and your family. Have a wonderful day.
And we are back live at Girard High School. 2:46 to go in quarter number 1. Girard Lady Trojans leading the Lady Vikes 7-3.
Thank goodness Holly's here to help me get my headset off.
It's hard to live with one good arm, isn't it? The Lady Vikes have had trouble with the full court press. Let's see if they can handle it. This time they go long to Sanaya Anderson. She's out ahead of the pack. Gets pushed from behind and they don't call it. It comes in late. It's a good thing because Sanaya had an easy layup and clearly got shoved in the back, and I didn't think they were going to blow the whistle, but it came in. It's almost like they were waiting to see if the shot went down. If the shot went down, they weren't going to call it, but after the miss.
Nice set play by Coach Shabby out of the timeout.
Anderson's free throw is off the mark, no good. 5'8" senior will have one more. Dressler picked up her second personal.
A lot of fouls already for this early in the game.
Yeah. Second free throw is also good. Or excuse me, the first one was no good. Second one is good, and that makes it 7-4. Girard by 3. 2:38 to go in quarter number 1. Lady Vikes stay in a 3-2 zone. Smith to the elbow. Oh, nice drive on the baseline, but cut off by Webb. And Girard will try to reset. Smith out top. About a 15-footer from the far side. Nothing but net. Knocking it down is Serena Short. She now has 4 points here in the first quarter. 9-4, 5-point lead. Lady Vikes get it in to Aubrey Lawson, and she gets bumped and goes down. I think Coach Shabby wanted a foul on that.
A little more physical than we're used to.
Yep, Lady Vikes will have to.
It's the intensity of varsity basketball.
Yeah, you're right. It's a lot different than middle school, for sure. Nice entry pass, and then putting it in off the glass is Olivia Collins. She has her first two. And
move now instead of wait. Don't let the defense get set up. Just move.
I didn't see. They're calling a foul on the Lady Vikes. Aubrey Lawson gets called for an offensive foul. And already here in the first quarter, I would think some frustration starting to set in for this young Lady Viking team. They're only down by 7, 11-4. The Lady Vikes need to stop this run right here by Girard. Osmus kicks it over to Bradshaw, who's just checked into the game.
Nice.
Entry pass, shot up, no good, but a foul called, and 2 free throws coming for Emmeline Sinnecott, who is also a freshman. 5'5" freshman with 2 free throws. Just a minute 35 to go in the first quarter. First free throw is well off the mark. She'll have one more. 11-4 is your score. Girard on top, leading Lady Vikes by 7. Patterson and Webb head to the bench for the Lady Vikes. Sinnecott's second free throw on the way. This one is good. And it is 12-4, Girard by 8. Into Lawson, and then she gets fouled in the backcourt. Michaela Osmus picks up the personal, her first, and the team's 6th already, Rob, so Lady Vikes might at least get some points at the free throw line if the fouls continue to rack up for Girard. Lawson gets it up the inbound, and there is the 7th foul. I didn't see it. They're going to be a
long half.
Yeah, Kinley Smith picks up her second, and Lady Vikes, maybe they can make up some ground here at the free throw line. It'll be 1-1 for Aubrey Lawson, the 5'7" freshman. 12-4, Girard by 8, minute 31 to go in quarter number 1. It's up, and it is no good, and rebounded by Girard.
Just an ankle there.
Kinley Smith with it. Lady Vikes get into their 3-2 zone. Bradshaw Now we'll run to the baseline. High arching shot is an air ball, rebounded by the Lady Vikes. Anderson came up with it. Here comes Nakia Dodd with it. Dodd over to Hauk. Back to Lawson. Minute 5 to go in the first quarter. 12-4, Lady Trojans in the lead. Gerard in it. Hauk has it on the near side. Goes baseline, gets bumped, no call. Gets it to Dodd. Dodd wants to go up and can't score off the glass. Rebounded out once again by Gerard. Collin came down with it. Osmus throws it away. It'll be a turn. Oh, they're going to let Gerard keep it. I didn't see Sanaya tip it, but nobody else is arguing, so Gerard gets to keep it with 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. Patterson will replace Hauk. Jaden Heck also on the floor for the Lady Vikings. Osmus with it. Here's a long three by Bradshaw that's off the mark. Going to be run down by the Lady Vikes. Lawson has it. Dribbles it off her foot. Ball is loose. And it's a tie-up situation. And it belongs to the Lady Vikes. 25 seconds to play in quarter number 1. Gerard still leading at 12-4. Dodd will throw it in from underneath the basket. Looking, it's in the corner to Patterson. A long two is going to be short and rebounded by the Lady Trojans. 20 seconds to go. Up ahead. And Gerard throws it away at the other end of the floor. Here comes Hauk back into the Lady Viking lineup. And Patterson will take a seat. Lady Vikes have 15 seconds to work with. And they will have to go up against this full court press. Lawson into the front court, looking, and her teammate wasn't looking for it. Ball is saved. Lady Vikes can't get Sanaya missed the layup, only 3 seconds. Here comes Gerard. Will they get the shot off?
I don't believe so.
They will not. And we have come to the end of kind of a rough first quarter, which is kind of what we expected. Gerard gets the better of the Lady Vikes in the first 8 minutes. It's Gerard 12 and Parsons 4. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on V93.
It could happen any time or place. You feel a tickle in your face. You move your arm feels weak. The words won't come when you're trying to speak. Folks may think it's all a joke, but it ain't no joke, it's a stroke. Face, arm, speech, time.
That spells fast.
Better call 911. At Strokes First Sign. Time means brain, so don't waste time. Time means brain, so don't waste time. Act fast. Face, arm, speech, time. Act fast. Face, arm, speech, time. Act fast.
In an emergency, take me to Labette Health.
And we are back live at Girard High School with Girard leading at 12-4 as we get ready to start the second quarter. Girard will have the first possession of quarter number 2. And Rob, you mentioned several times in that first quarter, Lady Vikes seem to have trouble just with the physicality of varsity basketball. And I guess that's just something they'll just have to get used to as the year progresses. This is probably not going to happen in one game.
Yeah, exactly right. But you got to learn to run through, an arm held up or a shoulder. You just got to go through that and not get bumped off course so easily.
So we're ready for more action. Short gets it into the point guard, Osmus. Lady Vikes once again in a 3-2 zone. Again, Girard leading at 12-4 as we get going here in quarter number 2. Osmus over to Short, right back to Osmus. She thought about a 3. Throw it over to the near side. Tried to get it in. It's tipped away, but Osmus gets it back. Took steps. No call. About 2.5 steps. And I think we've got another foul on Girard, and the Lady Vikes will be shooting free throws at the other end.
Give me the double bonus before long, Scott.
Yeah, I think that's going to be foul number 8 on Girard, and we still have 7:37 to go in the first half. That was the first personal on Serena Short. Going to the line for the Lady Vikes is Alex Webb. She is 1 out of 2 from the line tonight, has 1 point. Free throw on the way, and she gets the roll.
This will be a way for us to stay in the game, though. We can hit free throws.
Lady Vikes definitely within striking range here, only down 7. That sometimes that feels like a lot, you know, when you have a team that doesn't have a lot of offensive threats. But you're right, if they can knock down their free throws, Alex Webb hits both to get the Lady Vikes to within 6. Now the Lady Vikes throwing a little bit of a press. Just kind of mix things up a little bit. It's broken by Gerard. Osmus throws up a wild shot, no good, but somehow she ends up with it.
She got it back.
And Short has it out top, and Gerard will reset. Ball poked away, I believe, by Dodd. Sure enough, it'll stay with Gerard.
I mean, unless Gerard gets really hot, it doesn't seem like they're going to shoot themselves to a big lead.
Yep.
So if we can just not turn the ball over and hit some free throws, I think we can stay in the game.
Seneca gets the ball into Osmus. Over to Talley, right back to Osmus. 6-point lead for the Lady Trojans. 7 minutes to play in the first half. Short back to Osmus. Now she launches a 3. Can't get it to go, but a nice offensive board. Shot put up. No good. Another offensive board. And putting it off the glass is good. Mackenzie Dressler gets her first basket. Lady Vikes had her boxed out.
Yeah,
She was just too tall. Lawson has it. Back over to Dodd. Lady Vikes get it into the front court against the press. 14-6. Gerard leading by 8 points. 6.5 to go in our first half. Hauk with it. Gets a screen. Now over to Dodd. She'll launch a 3. Can't get it to go, and it's rebounded out by Gerard. Lady Trojans looking for their first double-digit lead of the first half. And we've got to reach in on Dodd, and that's her third.
Really?
And the Lady Vikes need her on the floor. She's a good ball handler, but she's going to have to, she may be sitting for the rest of the first half. Brianna Patterson will replace Dodd.
That was just unnecessary for her to commit that foul.
Yeah.
But that comes with playing experience. She just doesn't have the experience.
So Gerard leading by 8. They have the basketball. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Short to Osmus. She thought about a 3. Gives it up to Sinnekut. Back out to Osmus.
It's like the only one on the perimeter we should be worried about is
Osmus.
Yes.
Short back to Osmus. Tries to get it inside, and a foul on Webb. She kind of let herself get sealed off a little too far under the basket and then had to reach over to try to steal that pass. And that is the 6th team foul on the Lady Vikes and the 2nd personal on Webb. Gerard looking. They get it in. Osmus over to Sinnekut. She'll put up a 3, and she banks it in.
A good bank from the second she let it go.
Sinnekut gets the 3-pointer to go off the glass, and it is 17-6. Gerard by 11, and a steal by Osmus. She tries to go coast to coast. She gets fouled and will go to the line to shoot 2. Foul is going to be on Patterson, her first.
Foul number 3, Patterson. Michaela Osmus to the line.
Rob, I've already told several people this year, you know, the Lady Vikes are so young. They're going to take their lumps this year.
Oh, yes.
And, you know, from time to time. And hopefully the girls don't get discouraged and just know, I mean, every team goes through growing pains. And that's kind of what we're seeing here tonight. Lady Vikes falling behind 17-6 as Osmus misses the first of 2 free throws.
But, you know, I think our effort's been good throughout.
It's been very good.
Ever let up. We just haven't made very many plays.
Osmus' second free throw gets a good roll. Ball just kind of stuck a little bit there.
Hit
around on the back iron. So 18-6. Lady Vikes still working on this full court press, and Nakia Dodd is sitting on the bench with 3 fouls. Austin gets in, she slips, and then we're going to have a tie-up situation, and it will stay with the Lady Vikes. So break's just not going the Lady Vikes' way. Patterson. Vikes have 3 freshmen on the floor right now.
Yeah.
And they are trailing 18-6. And Hauk loses it, and it's taken away by Girard. Here come the Lady Trojans. Shot at the other end, no good. Osman, shortest player on the floor, gets the offensive rebound. And then on a third attempt, getting fouled is Brooklyn Talley, and she will go to the line to shoot 2.
And I think what will also come with experience is all our girls are playing full speed all the time. You know, you got to change your pace a little bit and get under control, and we're just going as fast as we can go for as long as we can and then making mistakes.
First of 2 for Talley is off the mark, no good. Girard 3 out of 6 from the free throw line here in the first half. Lady Vikes are 4 out of 7.
Suddenly both teams with 18 fouls.
Yep, fouls are evened up at 8 apiece. Second free throw is short and rebounded by the freshman Patterson, and she gets fouled, and we'll have 1 and 1 at the other end. And Rob, I think you're right. I think we're in for a long,
I think we are.
at least a long first half with all these fouls that have been called.
Checking in for the Trojans.
I think Girard's playing the same way. They're just playing as hard and fast as they can and not realizing sometimes you got to get control.
And that was the 3rd foul on Talley, so she's probably done for the first half as well. Patterson, the freshman, the front end is going to roll in. And that is her first point as a Lady Viking. 18-7, Girard by 11, 4:58 to go in quarter number 2. Patterson's second free throw is off the mark and knocked out of bounds off Girard. Yep, yes. Lady Vikes are going to keep it.
Good break.
Olivia Cullen up a little bit gimpy, twisted her ankle a little bit. Lady Vikes get it into Patterson. That ball nearly stolen away. Hauk has it, wants to make a move, nothing there, so she gets it out to Aubrey Lawson. Can't imagine running the point as a freshman at the varsity level. That is such a tough challenge. There's Anderson underneath. Her shot goes. Good post up by Sanaya Anderson. She has her first field goal of the night. She has 3 points. Lady Vikes cut the lead in half now. It's 18-9, and we have a near steal out top, but it's going to be run down by Girard.
They're back in the game.
Lady Vikes can string a couple more plays together. Just going to keep seeing that confidence grow, and there's one right there. A steal by the Lady Vikes. Here comes Lawson with it. She wants to go all the way. The little freshman puts it up. Can't get the roll, and Patterson almost had it run down, but then she stepped out of bounds. Just couldn't get her balance. But a good effort by this young Lady Viking team. 18-9, Girard by 9, 4:08 to go in the first half. Kinley Smith back out on the floor for Girard. Little 2-2-1 half-court trap here by the Lady Vikes. Girard gets it in the front court. Osmus gets fouled.
That's going to be 3 on Webb, I believe.
You are correct. 3 on Webb and 3 on Dodd here in the first half. And that means another freshman, 5'6", Jaden Heck.
Checking in for Parsons, 24 Heck.
5'9" freshman into the lineup for the Lady Vikes. Osmus 2 out of 3 from the line tonight. She has 6 points to lead the way for Girard. First one on the way is good. Makes it 19-9, 10-point lead for Girard. 3:58 to go in quarter number 2. Opening game of the season for both teams. Second free throw also good. So 20-9 lead, and Girard picks up full court once again. Hauk has it. Crossover dribble, comes to the near side, gets into the front court. Now over to Patterson. Patterson looks over the defense, over to Hauk, looking to get it into Anderson. It looked like she had a pretty good post up.
Good angle there to get it in.
Try to get it into Heck, and Heck is fouled, and she will go to the line to shoot 2 as the Lady Vikes will be in the double bonus for the final 3:35 of the first half.
Both teams better plan on playing.
What's that?
Both teams better plan on playing 8, 9, 10 players tonight.
Yeah, we've had a lot of whistles. Free throw by the freshman is no good. Heck will have one more. Trying to get the Lady Vikes to within 10 with this free throw. It's Girard 20 and Parsons 9. Heck, second free throw. I thought it might go in off the glass, but it didn't go down, so 0 for 2. Heck, here comes Osmus. Is that going to be a charge? It is. That was kind of iffy.
Yeah.
Herlocker kind of grimaces at that call. And that is the second personal on his point guard. Lady Vikes to inbound.
Missed her on the sideline. There you go.
And ball knocked out of bounds. Lady Vikes, I thought it was out of bounds, but Lady Vikes ended up running it down. Heck, to Patterson. She gets bumped, but they don't call the foul. Well, a lot of contact.
Yeah, neither team is backing up for foul trouble, are they?
No, they are not. Halk on the left side, out top to Lawson. Out for 3. Air ball and pulled out by Gerard. Here comes Smith with it. Lobs it up. And somehow Gerard ends up with it, and they're going to score.
That was tipped by us somehow. I think that would have went straight out of bounds if we hadn't.
Yeah, somehow Troike ended up with it, and she scores, and another foul in the backcourt. 22-9. Gerard has their biggest lead at 13, 2:53 to go, but Lady Vikes going to the line to shoot 2. It'll be Kirsten Hauk. Rob, you might know the answer to this. There was at one time you would shoot free throws on an offensive foul.
Yeah,
was that in the 80s, 90s? That was a long time ago, though, wasn't it?
In the 90s at some point. I'm not sure.
That they changed that rule. So we have a timeout on the floor, so we'll step away for a 30-second break. You're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on V93.
Over 75% of students say Labette Community College was their first choice in choosing a college. At $105 a credit hour, it's easy to see why so many students are choosing the Business Administrative Technology degree at LCC. That's nearly half the cost of university. The Business Administrative Technology program offers students the skills necessary to perform in fast-paced business and medical offices. LCC students can earn a degree as an administrative assistant or medical administrative assistant in 2 years. Certificates in clerical assistant or medical office assistant in as little as 1 year. Go to labette.edu to enroll today.
And we're back live at Girard High School just in time for Kirsten Hauk's first free throw, and she gets the roll.
I think maybe that's what she needs to get her going on the offensive end,
right,
just to make a shot. Free throw help.
Second free throw coming for Hauk on the way. That one's off the back iron, no good, and rebounded once again by Girard. So 22-10, Girard leading by 12. Smith has it. Now over to Osmus. She'll launch at 3. It's off the mark, no good, but a long rebound comes back to Girard, and they will reset the offense. Smith back to Osmus. 2.5 to go. 22-10. Girard leading by 12. Nice entry pass.
3 seconds.
Could have been a 3-second call, but an air ball put up and pulled down by Sanaya Anderson. The young Lady Viking team on the move. Lawson has it. Freshman pulls up, set up the offense. 2:12 to go in the first half. 22-10. Girard by 12. Heck has it. Tries to get it into Anderson. She's double teamed and has it poked away. Just too much height in there by Girard. They definitely have a height advantage. At the other end, nice defense.
Nice job.
Knocked out of bounds by the freshman, Jaden Heck. So the ball stays with the Lady Trojans. Minute 55 to go in the first half. Girard by 12. Looking for a cutter to the basket, nothing there, but Osmus wide open for a 3, so she'll launch and hit.
Big shot.
She is in double figures now with 11. 25-10, Girard. Hauk on the far side, bulling her way into the lane. Can't get it to go down, and pulled down by the Lady Trojans up ahead. Well, that could have been a traveling violation. No call. Offensive rebound, and the shot goes down for Smith. And Girard pulling away from the Lady Vikes here late in the first half. They're up 27-10. Patterson into the front court to Lawson, Lady Vikes. To Hauk. Yeah, we have 4 freshmen on the floor for the Lady Vikes right now and 1 senior. Just unheard of at the varsity level.
Yeah, in the first half of the varsity game, that's unbelievable. Nice
move on the baseline, but the shot won't go down for Heck, and it's pulled out of there by Smith. Going up against a much smaller Lawson, and she scores off the glass. 29-10 is your score, and do we have another timeout?
Well,
we have a timeout called by Parsons.
Within 8. They just kind of ran away from us a little bit.
Yeah, so all of a sudden it's a 19-point lead for Girard. Less than a minute to go in the first half. We'll be back in 30. You're listening to the Lady Viking basketball on V93.
When Derek was in 6th grade, he hurt his knee, and it bothered him, but not until really last year after he played in a tournament, and we decided to make him an appointment. He had a torn meniscus.
I was the most impressed how fast Dr. Meister was able to schedule me in and be able to repair my knee as fast as he did. As soon as I got to therapy, I knew it was going to be a quick recovery. After a 30-minute surgery in 5 months, I'm back to 100% playing sports again.
Well, Girard, with this 19-point lead, will continue to put on the pressure in the backcourt. Lady Vikes break the press this time. Hauk has it, gets it out to Dodd, who's back out on the floor with those 3 fouls. Hauk wants a 3 and can't get it to go, and it's rebounded out by Girard. Smith has it. 38 seconds to go, and Herlocker may want to hold for the last shot. Ball poked away by Nakia Dodd. She's really got to be careful with those 3 fouls.
Yeah, got to be really careful.
19-point lead for the Trojans. And now ball tied up. And jump ball, it will stay with the Lady Trojans. 20 seconds to go in the first half. It was 12-4 at the end of the first quarter. And then Girard has outscored Parsons 17-6 here in quarter number 2. Smith looking, lobs it in. Smith has it on the far side, kicks it over on a skip pass with 12 seconds to go. Shot put up with 9 seconds.
I don't think they realized how much time was on the clock, Scott.
Yeah, I don't either. They shot it a little early, and it goes out of bounds, and the Lady Vikes take over with 6.5 seconds to go in the first half. Heck has it to Lawson, up ahead to Hauk. Can she get the shot off? She puts up a 3 at the buzzer and can't get it to go, and a frustrating first half comes to an end for the Lady Vikes. It's Girard leading Parsons at the break, 29-10. Let's take a 3-minute break, and then we'll be back to break down the first half. You're listening to Lady Viking basketball on V93.
When it comes to choosing the best health care for yourself and your loved ones, there are other hospitals.
And then there's our hospital.
The difference is that while other hospitals will care for you,
we will actually care about you.
Other hospitals make decisions based on what's best for their bottom line,
while we do what's best for our community.
If you're looking for a pretty hospital, they're out there.
But if you're looking for the best hospital, it's here.
And here.
When award-earning care is as close as this, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
At Labette Health, we center around you.
score. We will step away for a 1-minute break, and then Lady Vikes down 29-10, getting close to the start of the second half. And Rob, this Lady Viking team obviously isn't really built to come back from a big deficit. So, what do you think Coach Schaube will do in the second half? Try to press and get back into the game, or just stay the course and let the girls get 2 more quarters of varsity action?
I'd probably go with stay the course and just get that varsity action. Maybe challenge them to win the third quarter or win the fourth quarter. Little challenges like that. At halftime, let's go out and see if we can win the third quarter. See what happens. But then again, with youth and numbers, he might just press and throw caution to the wind.
So Alex Webb will be throwing it in at half court for the Lady Vikes. Down big, 29-10 as we get going into third quarter. Nakia Dodge is going to launch a 3, can't get it to go, and Hauk with an offensive board, but couldn't get the follow, and now it's pulled out by Gerard. Good rebound by Cullen of the Lady Trojans. Gerard with a good entry pass, and backing down Webb, but the shot is no good by Talley. Up ahead to Dodd. Can she run it down? She cannot. Lady Vikes throw it away. 7.5 to go in the third quarter. Gerard leading at 29-10. And if you're just joining us, this Lady Viking roster has, I'd have to recount, at least 9 freshmen on it. Gerard gets it into the front court. Lady Vikes will get back into their 3-2 zone. Serena short. Ball poked away, but Osmus has it in front of the bench. They go down low. Shot put up off the glass is going to go down.
Good position.
Cullen now with 4 points, 31-10. Gerard leading by 21, 6:58 to go in the third quarter. Gerard settles back into his zone defense. Lady Vikes tried to get it into Webb, and here we go. An early whistle, Rob.
I thought the officials might talk at half and say, hey, let's let them play a little bit this third quarter, but
I didn't count them up, but I think we had right around 20 fouls called in the first half.
To do that.
That's our first one of the second half. It goes on Cullen, her second. Dodd, entry pass poked away, and it will stay with the Lady Vikes. Again, live video stream available tonight. Parsons Viking Sports on YouTube. You can also check out KLKC Facebook page. Ball poked away, and it is stolen by Cullen of Gerard. So Gerard continues to have their way here in the first game of the 2019-2020 season. They lead it by 21 over the Lady Vikes. Short has it out top. They've moved Short, Rob, to the point, it looks like, and have Osman over in the corner here to start the second half, and we have a foul underneath, and Gerard will take it out underneath their own basket. That foul will go on Sanaya Anderson. Just her first. That's good for Sanaya. She can play physical,
yeah,
so it's good that she's been able to stay out of foul trouble. Ball is kicked out of bounds by Alex Webb.
And I'm not so sure she got a break the first half.
Yeah, I don't know that she did either. Brown looking out top to Serena Short. Now over to Smith. Right back to short. Girard can afford to be very patient against his zone with this big lead that they have. 31-10, 6:05 to go in quarter number 3. Good look in the paint, and shot goes up and down off the glass for Short. She now has 6 points, biggest lead of the night for Girard at 33-10. And the ball is going to be poked away and stolen, and now it's lost by Girard, and it will go over to the Lady Vikes. It was good defense by Short, but then she just couldn't control her dribble.
Couldn't.
Comes Nakia Dodd into the front court for the Lady Vikes, picked up by Osmus. Over the freshman Lawson. She loses it, but Webb gets it. Houck thought about a long three, then pulled it down. Yeah, she's not afraid to pull the trigger.
Can't afford to be.
Osmus gets the steal at half court, and then good hustle by Lawson to get it back, and they're going to call a tie-up, and the possession arrow favors Girard. 5:28 to go in the third quarter. All Lady Trojans right now. They lead the Lady Vikes 33-10. Tally gets it into Osmus. Lady Vikes still in their 3-2 zone. Tally gets into the paint. I thought she traveled as well.
I thought she did.
But they're going to give her 2 free throws instead.
Foul on number 15, Anderson.
Sanaya Anderson picks up her second. And the team's second here in the second half. And the boys' game will be about 20 minutes after the conclusion of our girls' contest. Free throw on the way is good. Tally gets her first point. She's now 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. As Girard continues to pad their lead, 34-10, 5:19 to go in quarter number 3. Tally takes her time. Second free throw will roll in. 35-10, 25-point lead for the Lady Trojans. Nakia Dodd started to penetrate, then got cut off. It's out to Lawson, back to Dodd. Almost loses her dribble. So back to Lawson. They kick it out to Houck. Top to Lawson. Three-pointer, nope. Thought we're going to have a shot put up by Houck. Instead, the ball is poked away and stolen, and at the other end, the layup is going to be good. Putting it in is Short, and it is 37-10 in favor of the Lady Trojans. Dodd into the front court. Pulls up from about 16, can't get it to go. Nice rebound by Sanaya.
Nice rebound.
And kicks it back out. Anderson may have took steps. Yeah. Now there's a three-pointer by Houck, and it's no good.
That's a shot she's going to have to knock down if we're going to throw to the high post.
Yeah, she knocked down a couple at the blue gold scrimmage, and we have a foul at the other end and 2 free throws coming for Girard. Kinley Smith will head to the free throw line.
Foul is on number 23, Lawson.
Aubrey Lawson picks up her second personal and the third team foul here in the second half for the Lady Vikes. Free throw is around and off, no good. So Smith will have one more. She has 4 points on the night. Just a couple of dribbles and puts it up and got it. 38-10 is your score. Girard leading it. 12-4 at the end of the first quarter and 29-10 at halftime, and now a 9-0 spurt to start the third quarter. And Girard has backed off on their full court press here in the second half, but the Lady Vikes still haven't been able to put any points on the board. Webb with a nice drive, goes up off the glass, and you know that's a good thing to see. You know, that aggressiveness, and she couldn't get the shot to go. But anytime you can play aggressive like that and still stay within yourself, good things usually happen, and she's going to get rewarded with a couple of free throws. Webb is 3 out of 4 from the line, make it 3 out of 5, and she misses the first one. Seneca into the lineup for Girard, replacing Dressler.
Coach Herlocker just keeps running them in and out, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's
any dead ball. We got 2 or 3 subs coming in.
Second free throw for Webb. That one's off the mark as well, and rebounded by Seneca, the freshman. Over to Osmus. In the corner to Short. Now Short will dribble out top. 28-point lead for Girard. 38-10. 3:54 to go in the third quarter. Short almost walked with it. Osmus goes baseline, gets bumped, and lost it out of bounds. She thought that she was fouled, and I would agree.
That's been a foul 22 other times tonight.
So on the turnover, the Lady Vikes have it. Nakia Dodd into the front court. Needs a little bit of help. Bounce pass to Lawson. Now Hauk has it. Lady Vikes down big. Here's a three-pointer by Dodd. It looked good, but
good from here.
Left it a little bit short and rebounded out by Short. She goes coast to coast and scores off the glass. Impressive play by the sophomore. And we have a 30-point lead for Parsons. It's 40-10 with 3:10 to go in the third quarter. So we will take a 1-minute break and be right back. You're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on V93.
Over 75% of students say Labette Community College was their first choice in choosing a college. At $105 a credit hour, it's easy to see why so many students are choosing a degree in welding. The LCC Welding Technology Program prepares students for a career as a welding professional in a wide range of fields.
Me and my kids are living very well because I have joined a workforce that there is a future in.
Students can choose to earn 2 different certifications in as little as 1 year or an associate degree in as little as 2 years. Go to labette.edu to enroll today.
Team's third. There's a three-pointer in the corner by Hauk. It's off the mark, no good, and rebounded by Smith of Girard. Comes into the front court herself. Pass almost too tall for Short, who's really not all that short.
No, she's not.
Good ball movement by Girard. They beat the zone easily that time, and the layup is good off the glass by Serena Short. She has 8 points here in the third quarter, give her 12, and she leads all scorers now. 42-10 in favor of Girard. Hauk cut off on the baseline, and it's going to be a jump ball situation, and it will stay with the Lady Vikes. Patterson will check in for the Lady Vikes and replace Lawson.
I was just looking at the bench and wondered where Patterson was. She was checking in the game. I wondered if she got sick at halftime.
Oh, okay. But yeah, she's fine and back on the floor. Lady Vikes get it into Heck. Has a shot partially blocked and taken by the Lady Trojans. And Kayla Osmus, who had 11 points in the first half, will bring the ball into the front court. Minute 40 to go in the third quarter. 42-10. Lady Vikes have not scored here in the third quarter. They've been outscored 13-zip. Seneca over to Osmus. Now over to Smith on the left wing. Gerard with this huge lead, being very patient against the Lady Vikings 3-2 zone. Smith has it, back out to Osmus. Minute 10 to go in quarter number 3, and a good anticipation and steal by Webb, and then she gets fouled from behind by Talley, who just picked up her 4th.
Foul on number 10, Brooklyn Talley.
Nakia Dodd will walk it into the front court for the Lady Vikes. Just over a minute to go in the third quarter. Again, Gerard leading at 42-10. Patterson over to Dodd. Back to Patterson. Puts up from 17. Can't get it to go. Pulled out by Senecat. And Gerard, who knows, with 40 seconds, they may hold for the final shot here. And just as I say that, a strong drive to the basket and getting fouled is Senecat. Fouled by the freshman, Jaden Heck. And that will be her first and the team's 4th. Emmeline Senecat has 4 points. Free throw on the way is off the back iron and no good. Makes her 1 out of 3 from the line tonight. Mackenzie Dressler back into the Gerard lineup. Senecat with her second free throw. Looks short. Boy, just barely grazed the front of the rim. And I think we have a foul on Gerard on the rebound.
No, I think he just
called
it out of bounds. Thank goodness.
So here we go. 37 seconds to go in the third quarter. Gerard leading 42-10. Nakia Dodd over to Houck.
So I think Kirsten needs to get ready to shoot that shot.
Yeah, she's
not scored a lot tonight, but she's got to be ready.
Sanaya Anderson has her shot blocked underneath. Sanaya's a pretty tough girl, but she's just kind of undersized against this Gerard front line. They have a lot of girls in that 5'10", 5'11" range. Long three-pointer put up no good by Patterson, rebounded by the Lady Vikes. Good look underneath to Houck. Oh, she can't get the roll. And that's just how the night is going.
Go up with that instead of taking the dribble, just catch and score. But that'll come. Good cut.
Just 5 seconds to go. Osmus with it. 2 seconds, and Gerard will not get the shot off, and we have reached the end of quarter number 3 with your score. Gerard 42 and Parsons 10. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Lady Viking Basketball on V93.
Couldn't work as long as I wanted to, you know. I'm getting older and my knee would start hurting and I'd have to quit. It wouldn't hurt much if he didn't do anything, but I don't want to not do anything. So I went to see Dr. Mosier and determined we needed to do a knee replacement. That worked like a well-oiled machine. All you have to do is be there and do what they say and everything goes great. Simple as falling off a rock. It was just 10 weeks ago that I had my surgery, and this morning I rode 3 miles on my bicycle and it felt real good.
And we are back at Girard High School. We'll have a running clock here in quarter number 4 as Girard has built a 32-point lead, 42-10. Lady Vikes were not able to score in the third quarter. In fact, the Lady Vikings only have 2 made field goals on the night. Girard with the basketball. Lady Vikes are going to pick up a fourth foul on Nakia Dodd. Lady Vikes, they were trying to pick up the defensive intensity there here for the final 8 minutes. They switched to a man-to-man.
Their dribble, you got to give that step.
Osmus with it, guarded by Aubrey Lawson. Webb almost had a steal out top. Now Short has it for Gerard. Good penetration. She gets fouled by Houck. And I thought they were going to give her 2 shots, but I think they said it was on the floor.
Oh.
So Houck picks up her second personal.
I thought that was on the shot also.
Certainly could have been. Gerard looking for a cutter to the basket. They find one, and the basket is good off the glass. Mackenzie Dressler now has 4 points, 44-10. Gerard with their biggest lead of the night. Lady Vikes in a long, long scoring drought. It goes all the way back to the second quarter. Here's a 3 by Houck. Off the mark, no good, and I think we have apparently a push in the back on Gerard. Emmeline Seneca, the freshman, picks up the personal. Her first and the team's 6th. And clock continuing to run. 44-10 as Gerard starts to bring in some of their players a little bit deeper off the bench. Dodd, who has a good shot, puts up a 3, but it's short. Good offensive rebound by Sanaya Anderson. Lawson over to Houck. Back to Lawson, swings it over to Dodd. Bounce pass down to Webb, goes up, nice move, but can't get it to go. Great rebound by Anderson, but her follow is no good. Battle for the loose ball. It looks like Gerard has it, knocked out of bounds by Parsons. Down to 5:50 to go in our ball game. 44-10, Lady Trojans on top. Good look underneath, and then a great block by Webb. Seneca gets it back and scores, and she is fouled, and the freshman will go to the line. She now has 6 points.
Foul on number 13, Webb. Seneca coming to the line, checking in for the Vikings. Number 3, Brianna Patterson.
Dodd heads to the bench for the Lady Vikes, replaced by Patterson. 1 free throw coming for Seneca. It's up. It's off the mark, no good, but an offensive board shot, no good. Another offensive board and another foul on the Lady Vikes. And that will put Dressler, 5'10" sophomore, at the line to shoot 2.
And again, there's another example of us just not being physical. A little bump down low, and we're in the lane instead of being physical and getting that rebound.
Free throw, no good. 5'10" sophomore will have 1 more. Second free throw on the way, short, and I think we have a lane violation on Gerard. So clock continuing to move, 4:13 to go. 46-10 is your score. Gerard on top.
The officials are continuing to blow their whistles also.
That's where the running clock comes in handy. Yeah, they've blown the whistle a lot. But sometimes there are a lot of fouls in girls' games, especially early in the season. Lawson over to Dodd. Good move, and she gets fouled on the way to the basket. She'll have 2 free throws coming. Maybe the Lady Vikes can get on the board here in the second half. Dodd has not scored tonight. This is her first trip to the free throw line. Free throws up, and it's perfect. So the Lady Vikings get their first point of the second half. 46-11 is your score. Gerard on top with 3:19 to go in our ball game. Parsons boys, Gerard boys up next, about 20 minutes after the conclusion. Nakia gets a good bounce on the second free throw, so she's 2 for 2. Troike brings it into the front court for Gerard. And entry pass knocked away by Sanaya Anderson. Troike to throw it in from underneath the basket. Shot blocked.
Jump ball.
And they're going to call it a jump ball situation. And it will stay, no, it'll go over to the Lady Vikes. Clock continuing to move, 2:35 to go in our game. Lawson with it for the Lady Vikes. Now Nakia Dodd. Back out top to Lawson. Dodd wants a 3. In and out, no good. She's got a good stroke.
I
saw her knock down several threes last year in JV action. Troike with it. Let's go over to McGowan. And about 2 minutes to go. Troike to McGowan. Nice move, and gets fouled on her way to the basket by Sanaya Anderson. That'll be Sanaya's third.
Fouls on 15, Anderson. At the line for Girard, number 5, Leah McGowan.
Minute 45 to go in our game. Girard is going to win it and go to 1-0 on the year. Vikings will start out the year 0-1. First free throw on the way, spins off, no good. One more coming for McGowan. And I think McGowan was on the line, and we have a lane violation. So, minute 15 to go in our ball game. Here come the Lady Vikes on the move, down 46-12 with a minute 09 to go. Dodd goes baseline, cut off, out to Webb. She'll launch a three. It's going to be off the mark. Rebounded by Houck, and she gets fouled, and she will go to the line to shoot two. Sometimes when Dodd puts the ball on the floor, it looks like she shuffles her feet, but she hasn't been called for it once tonight. So what she's doing must be legal.
I thought a couple times out top before dribble she kind of hopped, but like you said, they haven't called it.
First free throw no good by Houck. She will have one more. She has 3 points on the night.
Clock went off at that end.
In and out, no good. So 25 seconds to go. Brad Herdwalker says, hey, pull it out to half court. And just run the clock out. But I don't think his team has heard him yet. They were still wanting to run some offense. 46-12, Girard leading with less than 10 seconds to go. Seneca with it. One of the bench players almost launched a three.
Go, didn't she?
3 seconds to go, 2-1, and there's the buzzer. Girard wins it, 46-12 over the Lady Vikes. We'll take a 2-minute break and come back. Hopefully we'll be able to talk briefly with Coach Scheibe. Again, final score, Girard 46, Parsons 12. We're back in 2 minutes. This is Lady Viking basketball on V93.
Over 75% of students say Labette Community College was their first choice in choosing a college. At $105 a credit hour, it's easy to see why so many students are choosing a degree in welding. The LCC Welding Technology Program prepares students for a career as a welding professional in a wide range of fields.
Me and my kids are living very well because I have joined a workforce that there is a future in.
Students can choose to earn 2 different certifications in as little as 1 year or an associate degree in as little as 2 years. Go to labette.edu to enroll today.
Finley Smith, 6 points for Emmeline Senecott, 4 points apiece for Colin and Dressler, 3 points, make that 2 points for Troike, and also 2 points for Brooklyn Talley. Lady Vikes, 3 players with 3 points apiece. Kirsten Houck, Alex Webb, and Sanaya Anderson led the way for the Lady Vikes. 2 points tonight for Nakia Dodd, and 1 point for Breonna Patterson. Once again, Girard wins at 46-12, and they move to 1-0 on the year. Lady Vikings are 0-1 on the season. I'd say 11 or 12 minutes away from our boys contest. Girard Trojans, the defending Class 3A state champions. They lost their big star, Caleb Muya, to graduation, but there's another Muya on the floor tonight for the Trojans. That is Gabe Muya, a 6'4" junior. But they will be facing a tall task tonight as they go up against the Parsons Vikings, who preseason in the coaches poll are ranked number 3 in Class 4A. We're going to step away for a 3-minute commercial break, and then we will start breaking down our boys contest. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93.
When Derek was in 6th grade, he hurt his knee, and it bothered him, but not until really last year after he played in a tournament, and we decided to make him an appointment. He had a torn meniscus.
I was the most impressed how fast Dr. Meister was able to schedule me in and be able to repair my knee as fast as he did. As soon as I got to therapy, I knew it was going to be a quick recovery. After a 30-minute surgery in 5 months, I'm back to 100% playing sports again.
And we are back live at Girard High School. Boys team's out on the floor warming up. Still about 8 or 9 minutes away from our opening tip. Again, Viking boys ranked 3rd in the preseason, and behind defending 4A champ Kansas City Piper, and also Bishop Miege. I'm sure many of you remember Bishop Miege didn't even make state last year after that shocking upset they suffered on their home floor at the hands of the Chinook Blue Comets. We'll go and run down the starting lineups for you. First for Girard, they will go with 6'1" junior Wrigley Bourne, 5'5" sophomore Brom Bourne, 5'10" junior Zachary Davis, 6'4" junior Logan Thomas, and 6'4" junior Gabe Muya. Starting tonight for the Vikings will be 6'1" junior Ethan Howe, 5'11" senior Derek Williams, 5'11" senior Zeke Lyons, 6'7" senior Pierce Thomas, and 6' junior Julius Smith-Reese. Daquan Johnson will be the first guy off the bench. Won't go into a lot of detail, Rob, but I know that Coach just had doing a little housekeeping and isn't going to start Daquan tonight, but I'm sure he'll see action by the end of the first quarter. But so a couple of new faces in the starting lineup tonight for the Vikings with Smith-Reese and Ethan Howe. And I don't really know what to expect tonight, Rob, other than that the Vikings like to play fast. Gerard can usually play fast with the Vikings, but I don't know if they'll want to this year.
Yeah, I don't know if they will either. I think Coach is real confident in his top 6, and after that, it's kind of a question mark to see who's going to step up and steal some minutes for us. I'm sure the plan going in with Zeke and Daquan is to have 2 or 3 of them on the floor most of the time together when you have to start subbing. So our top 6 have a lot of experience, but after that, there'll be some sophomores and maybe a junior coming in that hadn't played much.
Yeah, and a freshman named Jesse Jones.
Yeah.
I talked to Coach Houck yesterday, and they've had last year they had a great senior class, guys like Devontae Yates and Patch Lodeholtz, those types of guys. And another great senior class this year. And he said, we've been knowing this was coming.
Yeah.
Where you're going to lose these guys. And so he said they won't hesitate to put, the freshman point guard out there in some tough situations just to give him some, that real life experience. And I remember a couple of years ago when Parsons had that 20-point comeback against Pittsburgh. And they were playing a freshman point guard, Grant.
Yeah.
And you mentioned, you could get, you got a 18, 19-point lead. You can put up with those growing pains, because he did make some mistakes.
Yes.
But then last year, he was one of the best point guards in the area.
Yeah, and he'll be this year.
And he'll be even better this year and next year. So that's exactly what Coach Houck is going to try to do with some of the younger kids, is go ahead and plug them in. And quite honestly, the Vikings have enough talent this year that they may build some pretty big leads against some teams and allow those kids to come in where there's not quite so much pressure. The big difference going in a tie ball game as opposed to a game when your team's ahead by 20 or 25 points.
Yeah, I'm sure early Coach will try to put them in situations where they can have some success, or maybe not quite the adversity at first, but some point he's going to put them in a tight situation just to see how they react. Maybe at the end of the quarter when we're trying to hold for one shot or fouling at the end of the game, just kind of see how they'll react under pressure.
So we're going to take one more 3-minute commercial break, and we'll be ready for basketball when we return. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93. And we're back live once again at Girard High School. Scott Marlowe and Rob Barkus with you on V93. Again, want to make sure our listeners know live video stream available tonight. You can go to the KLKC Facebook page or the Parsons High School Facebook page. Also available at Parsons Vikings Sports on YouTube. Also available on Twitter. So lots of different ways. We're going to bring that live video stream as often as we can this season.
Both teams try pretty hard not to get our video stream.
There's a lot of different ways to get to it. And we'll be out at Towanda. Both teams will be next Monday, Friday, and Saturday. Rob and I will not be there Monday, but the game will still be broadcast. I don't think we'll have a live video stream until Saturday night, but I'll be there Friday and Saturday. Rob, you know your schedule yet?
I'm not sure.
So, but I will be there doing the radio broadcast Friday and Saturday. I'm not even sure who the teams play Monday, Rob. I haven't looked that far ahead. Collegiate? Wichita Collegiate. So, always a tough battle. Collegiate always one of the top teams in Class 3.
I think they're picked number. They're ranked first this year.
Yeah, they're always good. Starting lineups being introduced over the PA system here at Girard High School. Zeke Lyons on the floor. Again, we mentioned earlier the youth of this Girard team. No seniors on this team, but Coach Westcott always seems to find out a way to get the most out of his kids one way or another. Again, they are the defending 3A state champs. And they lost plenty of talent from that squad, but I'm sure they're not going to roll over against the Parsons Vikings, who again are ranked number 3 in Class 4A. There's 6'7" Pierce Thomas out on the floor for the Vikes. Parsons in their traveling blue with gold trim. Girard will be in their home white with burgundy trim. So Rob, how many butterflies do these kids have that are getting their first varsity start?
Quite a few.
Yeah,
they're very nervous.
Gabe Muya. So Anthony Houck and Rod Westcott shake hands at midcourt, and we're about ready to get the 2019-2020 season underway.
Been waiting a long time.
Yeah, I know. It was such a rough ending to the season last year. The Vikings probably just a few free throws away, not just from beating Kansas City Piper, but possibly being crowned the 4A state champ, because virtually everybody you talked to said, yeah, that was the state championship game there in the first round. Certainly don't want to take anything away from Wichita Trinity, who actually lost at the buzzer to Piper in the semifinals. They were they were as good as their one-loss record indicated, so they may have pulled an upset as well. But yeah, it was a loaded top half of the bracket, and Vikings came up just short against Kansas City Piper up in Salina last March. But that is behind us, and the Vikings are ready to push forward and do everything they can to win tonight and maybe challenge for a state championship later in the season. 6'4" Muya going up against a 6'7" Pierce Thomas, and we're ready for basketball here at Girard High School. Ball in the air, opening tip won by the Vikings. Point guard Derek Williams has it. And it looks like Girard will open up in a straight man-to-man defense. Zeke Lyons goes baseline, and another quick foul, just like we had in the girls' game. They're going to call it tight here in the early going.
And hopefully the coaches were out and watched some of the girls' games so the kids will know.
Zachary Davis picks up his first. Vikes get it out top. Smith-Reese to Zeke. Over to Derek. Now Houck has it. Gets it over to Lyons. Smith-Reese cut off. Gives it to Derek. Houck thought about a long three.
Kind of wish he'd have taken that. Tell the truth.
Yeah, he was open. Nice move underneath by Zeke. Can't get it, but a great offensive board by Thomas, and he has it swatted away by Muya, and here comes Girard with their opening possession of the ball game. Just underway, 7:20 to go. We are tied at 0. Muya has it. Over to Bourne. Couple of Bournes in the starting lineup.
Yeah, there is.
For the Trojans. There's Amelia. Boy, that could have been a charge, and it is. Good defensive position underneath by Ethan Houck. And if there's one guy the Vikes would like to get in foul trouble, it would be Gabe Muya.
Definitely.
Tonight. He's his brother gave the Vikings fits over the last few years.
That kid was a player.
Here come the Vikings. Derek Williams with it. Gerard man-to-man. Here's a three by Zeke. It's off the mark, no good. And loose ball run down by Gerard. They put up about a 10-footer at the other end. It goes down off the glass. So 2-0, Gerard. Smith-Reese. Out to Houck. Now over to Derek for a long three, and he can't get it to go. Battle for the loose ball, and it's going to end up in the hands of Muya of Gerard. Gerard with it. I have one player out there who is not on my roster, and he's the guy who made the only basket of the game. He's going to shoot again, and can't get it to go, and we have a foul underneath on Gerard.
Wow.
So as soon as we figure out who number 24 is, we'll get our scorebook updated.
Vikings number 2, Derek Williams.
Brecken Troike checking in. For Gerard, he's a 5'11 sophomore. So the Vikings off to a slow start here as Daquan Johnson is checked into the lineup. Houck's going to launch a three. Got it. Boy, that's got to feel good.
It's got to be big.
Nice job by Ethan Houck. Gives the Vikings the lead at 3-2. Parsons with a little bit of token pressure. Gerard gets it into the front court. A near steal by Derek. Bourne has it. Troike.
Okay,
yep, sure enough. Traveling out top. Quinn Orand, 5'8 sophomore into the lineup, replacing Bourne. And here comes Derek Williams. Vikings leading it 3-2, 5:35 to go. Nice move on the baseline by Zeke. Gets stuffed from behind. And here comes Gerard with a chance to regain the lead. Troike into the paint. Offensive foul, and that could have gone either way, and that's often the case on those charges and blocks. So Troike picks up his first, and that is 14 fouls on Gerard and 0 on the visiting Vikings so far. Daquan Johnson into Derek. 3-2 is your score. Parsons leading by 1, 5:22 to go in our opening quarter. Gerard stays in a man-to-man defense. Derek. Smith-Reese. Now Derek has it. And the ball is lost and taken away by Gerard. Silas Hickles also in the lineup for the Vikings. Troike at the free throw line. He may have taken steps.
Nice shuffle there.
No call. Gerard out of sorts right now. Having a little bit of trouble with the Viking quickness, but a good look underneath.
Double dribble, yeah.
Yep, sure enough. Good eyes, Rob. Double dribble underneath. Here comes Ethan Houck back into the lineup, along with Zeke Lyons. And let's see, Derek Williams will head to the bench. So on the floor for the Vikings, it's Smith-Reese, Johnson, Hickles, Lyons, and Houck. 3-2 is your score. Vikings by 1, 4:40 to go in the first quarter. Hickles gets a screen out top. Thought about a three. Over to Zeke. Gets a screen. There's Daquan. Daquan looking to make a move. Little floater off the glass goes.
Hard to guard that.
Just don't see that kind of move at the high school level very often, especially in Class 4A. Ball knocked out of bounds by Daquan. And it will stay with the Trojans. 5-2 is your score. Parsons by 3, 4:20 to go in our opening quarter. Troike has it for the Trojans. Hands off to Orand. Here's a three-pointer in the corner that's no good, but an offensive board by Gerard. Three-pointer from the near side, off the mark, no good, but another offensive board. Girard doing a good job on the glass, and they will have a third crack
can't get
at
that
it.
many shots up. Teams are going to score.
Girard has it on the near side. It's a three-point lead for the Vikings.
Oh, Zeke saw the ball.
Girard scored the first 2 points, and Parsons has scored the last 5. Troike cutting to the basket, cut off.
They will make you play defense. They're going to be patient.
Yeah,
They're
Girard.
going to hit a cutter or get an open shot.
Yeah, it's looking very similar to a lot of the cuts that Chanute makes in their offense, and we have a foul on Smith-Reese. That is the first foul on the Vikings here in the first quarter. So Derek Williams and Pierce Thomas into the lineup for the Vikings, and also checking in for the first time, Deion Sylvester, 5'7" sophomore. Vikings stay in their man-to-man. There's a cutter to the basket, and it's dropped, but somehow saved by Girard. They have numbers, and the layup is good. Sharkey puts it in, 5-4. Vikings by 1. Quickly at the other end, Zeke gets fouled.
Got to be a foul.
And Coach Westcott very disappointed. Well, I should say just upset more than disappointed with his team for not getting back on defense. And Zeke will have 2 free throws. That foul was number 2 on Troike.
And I would advise Deion, if he wants to play a lot more, don't get beat
right
basket when you get in the game.
First free throw is good by Zeke Lyons. He has his first point of the game and the season. Our unknown players checked back in. Number 24 for Girard.
Might see a press here out of a make.
I think you're right, but it's going to be short. Offensive rebound by DeQuan. Look at him fight for the ball, and Zeke ends up with it. And then DeQuan gets fouled over the top.
DeQuan would have got the ball there. It would have been
Thomas.
a score, so it's probably a good idea to foul.
Yeah, he was going to take. He would have been too quick for his defender. You're exactly right. And we have a timeout on the floor. 6-4. Vikings by 2. 3:07 to go in our first quarter. We'll be back in 30 seconds. This is Viking basketball on V93.
It could happen any time or place. You feel a tickle in your face. You move your arm feels weak. The words won't come when you're trying to speak. Folks may think it's all a joke, but it ain't no joke. It's a stroke. Face, arm, speech, time.
That sounds fast.
Better call 911. At Stroke's first sign. Time means brain, so don't waste time. Time means brain, so don't waste time. Act fast. Face, arm, speech, time. Act fast. Face, arm, speech, time. Act fast.
In an emergency, take me to Labette Health.
And we are back live at Girard High School. Vikings getting ready to inbound the basketball. Shot put up from the corner is good by Zeke Lyons. Gets a three-pointer to go, makes it 9-4. Vikings with a 5-point lead, and there's the press, Rob, and it results in a turnover. Shot at the other end, no good, but a foul. And going to the line for the Vikings will be Deion Sylvester. And just like that, we have another 30-second
press break in.
So we'll take another 30-second break. Vikings lead by 5. This is Viking basketball on V93.
Over 75% of students say Labette Community College was their first choice in choosing a college. At $105 a credit hour, it's easy to see why so many students are choosing the Business Administrative Technology degree at LCC. That's nearly half the cost of university. The Business Administrative Technology program offers students the skills necessary to perform in fast-paced business and medical offices. LCC students can earn a degree as an administrative assistant or medical administrative assistant in 2 years. Certificates in clerical assistant or medical office assistant in as little as 1 year. Go to labette.edu to enroll today.
Has been solved. Rigby Bourne, Rob, is number 24. He's listed as number 2 on the roster, but he's been wearing jersey number 24. And going to the line for the Vikings is Dion Sylvester, shooting 2. And the first one rattles home. And the Vikings lead it 10-4. 6-point lead with 2:54 to go in quarter number 1. It's hard to imagine a team in this area, Rob, will be able to match up with the Vikings athletically this year, with the exception possibly of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh's going to be a tough matchup.
Second free throw was no good, and then an over-the-back foul on Pierce Thomas.
With Elkamil and Grant, they got two that are tough to match up with. It's tough to match up with also.
Vikings will go with the 2-2-1 press. See how Girard handles it. Bourne has it. That's Rigby Bourne. And gets it across half court. Three-pointer from the corner, no good. But another offensive rebound by Girard. They're killing the Vikings on the offensive glass here in the first quarter.
Number 15, he's got 3 or 4 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, that's Logan Thomas, 6'4" junior. You're right, he's had 3 or 4 of those. Now he pump fake, and then his pass tipped away out of bounds by the quick hands of Daquan Johnson.
He's an awful quick jumper.
Yeah, he's done a nice job here in the opening minutes. 10-4, Vikings by 6. Girard inbounding from the baseline. Rigby Bourne looking, and finally gets it in to Davis.
That's going to be a travel,
Yep. And a traveling violation. He says he was dribbling, but Rob, you saw it as well as the official did.
I thought it happened so quick. The official was stunned for a split second there.
So on the floor for the Vikings, Lions, point guard Derek Williams gets it head to Houck. He's going to launch a quick 3 off the mark, no good. A little bit short and rebounded by Girard. So the score remains 10-4, Vikings by 6, 2:10 to go in our first quarter. Bourne for 3, off the mark, no good, rebounded by Daquan Johnson. Vikings looking to run. Great pass to Smith-Reese, he missed it. And quickly at the other end, here goes Girard. And a foul on Zeke Lyons to prevent the layup. So, that's right. Smith-Reese won't miss very many of those.
No, he won't.
That was a great look by
Derek.
You know, I don't know if I've said it on the air, Rob, but I can't imagine that there's been a better 1-2 punch in school history than Derek Williams and Daquan Johnson. You've got the assist leader, you've got the rebounding leader, and you know their athleticism is just off the charts. And the fact that they're in the same class is just unbelievable.
Amazing, yeah.
Free throw goes down for Zachary Davis. That's his first point. And it gets Girard to within 5 at 10-5. Minute 56 to go in the first quarter. Second one is short, left it a little flat. Here comes Derek Williams quickly into the front court. Over to Houck. Get to Smith-Reese. Thought about a 17-footer. Looks to penetrate. Gets fouled in the lane. Nice move by Smith-Reese. Bourne picks up the foul. Rigby Bourne, the 6'1" junior.
Fouls on 24, Rigby Bourne.
So 2 free throws coming for Smith-Reese. Trying to extend the Vikings' 5-point lead. First one on the way is good. It's his first point of the night. Already 5 guys in the scoring column for the Vikes.
And you'll be hard-pressed to find a kid that spends more time at the rec center than Julius.
Yeah, hard worker. That hard work has paid off.
Every night.
7-point lead for the Vikes. They go back to their 2-2-1 press. Almost a steal by Derek, and then it kicked out of bounds by Daquan Johnson. And here comes Pierce. We haven't talked about Pierce much, Rob. What does he bring to the Vikings? Obviously 6'7". He's going to be a rim protector.
Yeah, he really contributed a lot more last year, I think, than was expected. He's bulked up a little bit. He's still getting bigger, and if you ever go watch a practice, you talk about a kid that's intense in practice. It's Pierce.
Vikes go to a zone, and going in, floating it over the 6'7" Pierce Thomas is the 5'5" Bourne. He gets his first 2. Nice drive by Zeke. Gets swatted from behind by Logan Thomas, who has been huge for Girard here in the first quarter. Bourne has it poked away. Look out, here comes Derek. And he gets, where's the foul? He gets knocked to the ground, and they don't call a foul. That is hard to believe.
Yeah.
Coach Houck just cannot believe it. Girard has it after the ball was poked away. So 12-7 is your score. Vikings by 5. Boy, there was all kinds of contact. I think Derek wanted to dunk it, as he is apt to do.
Did.
Three-pointer, no good. It's an air ball. Rebounded by Daquan Johnson. Up ahead to Derek. Great pass to DeQuan. He can't get it to go in off the glass. There's Julius with an offensive board. Can't score, and the Vikings run it down again. Vikings, more often than not, are going to make these shots that they're missing here in the first quarter. Pierce with a turnaround in the paint, and he scores.
Nice by Julius. Nice position by Pierce.
And I was glad to see he didn't fade away. Sometimes he tends to fade away from the basket. He just went straight up. Vikings lead.
Well, it should have been you, Julius. Nice.
12-7. Ball knocked out of bounds and goes over to the Vikings. It's a turnover. They finally get the points on the board for the Vikings for Pierce's basket. They were slow getting that up. So it's 14-7. Vikings by 7, and the Vikings will probably hold for one shot with 15 seconds. Derek Williams checks the clock. This is one thing the Vikings struggled with last year. We're always scoring at the end of quarters. Let's see what they do here with 5 seconds to go. Just 3 seconds. Smith-Reese driving to the basket and gets it knocked away and blocked from behind as the quarter ends. But it was a pretty good drive by Julius, but better defense by Girard. We have reached the end of quarter number 1 with your score. Parsons 14, Girard 7. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93.
When it comes to choosing the best health care for yourself and your loved ones, there are other hospitals.
And then there's our hospital.
The difference is that while other hospitals will care for you,
We will actually care about you.
Other hospitals make decisions based on what's best for their bottom line.
While we do what's best for our community.
If you're looking for a pretty hospital, they're out there.
But if you're looking for the best hospital, it's here.
And here.
When award-earning care is as close as this,
There's no reason to go anywhere else.
At Labette Health, we center around you.
Yeah, we are back live at Girard High School. Scott Marlowe, Rob Barkus with you on V93, 14-7. Vikes lead by 7. Girard will have first possession of the second quarter. Again, live video stream available. Parsons Viking Sports at YouTube. KLKC Facebook page, Parsons High School Facebook page. Check out the live video stream of tonight's action. Parsons in a man-to-man defense. DeQuan really playing tight on his man. Girard down by 7, working hard against this Viking man-to-man defense. There's Muya for 3, got it.
Pretty confident stroke there.
Gets his first basket quickly at the other end. Zeke, short but offensive rebound, and putting it in is Smith-Reese. Nice job by the junior. Vikings pressing in the backcourt, leading 16-10. Three-pointer from the top of the key, short, and Hout tries to save it and just kind of threw it back towards the other team's basket. His coach/dad saying, hey, throw it towards our basket.
Yeah, don't throw it back to our basket.
So Muya will throw it in. He got that one early foul and then sat for a good chunk of the first quarter. And he came out and calmly hit a three-pointer. Bad pass. The Vikings have a great job by Lyons to get it to Derek, and he slams it down with 2 hands. And we've got a timeout on the floor. We will just keep it right here. What a thunderous way for Derek to get his first 2 points of the season. 18-10. I didn't watch him a lot in middle school, but I went to one game, I think, when he was in 8th grade, Rob, and I'm sure you saw this too. There'd be a fast break, if you can call it a fast break in 8th grade, but you know what I mean. And he would just bait the ball handler into going in for what looked like an uncontested layup, and then he would just swat the heck out of the ball with his, I don't know what his vertical was in 8th grade, but last I talked to him, he said it was about 35 inches.
One of the few good athletes I've known that probably jumps better off 2 feet than he jumps off 1.
Right, yeah.
He does everything, all of the explosions off 2 feet. I just can't imagine if he'd figure out how to do it off, the 1 foot, how to get up and go.
So Derek Williams with a thunderous 2-handed jam to give the Vikings their biggest lead of the night at 18-10. The Vikings will pick up full court press. Muya to throw it in against Daquan Johnson. Gets it into Thomas. Bourne into the front court already. Wants to take it to the glass. Can't score. And a great rebound by the Vikings. Up ahead to Daquan. And he lays it in off the glass. Vikings have a double-digit lead. 20-10, 6:43 to go.
Daquan's first competition also. He's set out football season. So.
That's right. Troike with a great layup. I don't know how he got it to go down, but they beat the press that time. Do the Trojans. Makes it 20-12 Vikings. Zeke to Daquan.
Nice
Great look underneath to Derek. Little turnaround is good over the 6'4" Muya. Boy, it's gonna be hard not watching those two next year, Rob. They are something special.
They are.
So Derek has 4 points on the night, and a foul, I believe, on Ethan Houck out at midcourt. It's usually Derek feeding Daquan. That time, we've seen it a few times. Daquan will feed Derek. And, they've played together for many, many years, all the way probably back to grade school, I'm sure. Daquan will take a seat now, replaced by, I mentioned him earlier, the freshman Jesse Jones, and I tell you, super, super quick hands.
He's so quick.
22-12, Vikings by 10. Gerard gets it into the 5'5", Brom Bourne working against Jones. Now Troike. And it could have been a traveling violation. Now a near steal. Are they calling that backcourt? I thought it was maybe touched by Smith-Reese, but if apparently it wasn't, and Coach Westcott doesn't argue the call, but Gerard having trouble with the Vikings' quickness here in the first half. Smith-Reese feeds Pierce and gets it back on a cut to the basket. Jones into the paint, little floater. Can't get the roll, then a foul on Jones. And we talked about that earlier. You put these freshmen in, they'll make some mistakes like that, miss the floater, and then made the silly foul. But he will learn. He's going to be an exciting player to watch for the Vikings over the next several years. Muya gets it into Thomas. Back to Muya. It's a 10-point lead for the Vikings. 5:42 to go in the first half. Gerard's going to have to hurry now. The ball is lost. Derek has it. He's fouled from behind by Muya, and he will have 2 free throws coming. So Muya picks up his second. And the team's 8th. Derek with 4 points on the night. Again, just like last year, just balanced scoring for the Vikings. They already have 7 players in the scoring column. .536 to go in the first half. Derek's free throw on the way, and perfect. Derek's always been a pretty solid free throw shooter. We'll have one more coming. Muya, those 2 fouls, heads to the bench. Vikings looking to double up Gerard here. Already leading by 11 at 23-12. Second free throw, also good. So 6 points. Here comes Daquan Johnson. I think we have a timeout on the floor. 24-12. Vikings in the lead. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Viking Basketball on V93.
Couldn't work as long as I wanted to, I'm getting older and my knee would start hurting and I'd have to quit. It wouldn't hurt much if he didn't do anything, but I don't want to not do anything. So I went to see Dr. Mosier and determined we needed to do a knee replacement. They work like a well-oiled machine. All you have to do is be there and do what they say and everything goes great. Simple as falling off a rock. It was just 10 weeks ago that I had my surgery, and this morning I rode 3 miles on my bicycle and it felt real good.
.24-12, Vikings by 12. 5:36 to go in the first half. Parsons with a full court press, but the Vikings didn't quite have their defense set, and they caught a break because Gerard just threw it away. That'll be a backcourt violation on the Trojans. Derek Williams got confused on the defense that was supposed to be played. He says, "Coach, my bad." And Gerard could have had a layup, but they had an errant pass, and now the Vikings will have the ball on their end of the floor. Lob into Pierce. He goes up. Can't score off the glass.
That's the kind of the fadeaway you were talking. He should.
Yeah, he needs to go up a little bit stronger. Yeah. Pierce claps his hands in frustration, but fortunately he didn't go over the back and pick up a silly foul after the miss. Gerard to Troike now. Thomas. Now Bourne has it. Almost lost his dribble. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Parsons leading at 24-12. Thomas to Bourne. Bourne goes with his left hand. Good look underneath, and then a huge block by DeQuan Johnson, but Gerard gets it back. The little Bourne gets to the paint, or to the basket rather, can't score. Rebounded by the Vikings, and then a foul by the other Bourne in the backcourt. That is Rigby Bourne, 6'1" junior. And he just picked up
his third, didn't he? No.
Possibly his
second.
Just his second. But the Vikings now in the double bonus for the rest of the half. That'll send another good free throw shooter to the line for the Vikings, DeQuan Johnson. DeQuan with 4 points on the night, 24-12. You know, Rob, what I love about the Vikings the last couple of years, yeah, we've got some guys that make flashy plays, Derek with the dunks and DeQuan with that huge block, but nobody seems to really care who the star is.
No,
you know, they just want to win.
That's right.
DeQuan's free throw is off the mark,
They're
no good.
We'll
have one more.
Who scores the points? They're just
right.
They're just worried about the end result.
Sub getting ready to check in for the Vikings, but the free throw is short, so you won't see that very often. DeQuan 0 for 2.
I think DeQuan's tired, to be honest with you.
Yeah, his legs looked a little heavy. Moving well on the defensive end. Bourne with it. Vikings really getting after it defensively. That's why Gerard has been held to 12 points here in the first half. Nice cut and a good look underneath, and the layup goes down. So 24-14 is your score. That was D. Weidman, 6'3" junior. Here's a three-pointer by Houck. It's off the mark, no good. And rebounded by Gerard. Weidman, that's a good name for number 35. He's a big kid.
Yes,
he's going to
is.
take up a little bit of space down in the paint. So Gerard trying to get it back down to single digits now. Bourne over to Troike. Troike picks up his dribble to Bourne. The point guard gets around Jesse Jones, who just checked in. Here's a 16-footer that goes down.
Just kind of got lost in that possession.
So Troike was 6, makes it 24-16. Parsons by 8, 3:33 to go. Here's a three-pointer by Zeke. Short. Great offensive board by Houck, and then a great pass underneath to DeQuan Johnson, who scores. So the Vikings push the lead back up to 10 at 26-16, 3:15 to go in the first.